Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I never watch at my analytics that I can do to see how my channel is doing, but I do this just for fun. I don't have my videos monetized because I don't want it. I just like to do this. I like to share what I can, and I like to show you how you can make your clothing yourself in a very easy way, and especially how you can recreate things. That's why I call it make what you see in the shops. But lately I just watched and I saw that 97% of my viewers are not subscribed. 97%. So I thought the last, I don't know how many videos, I didn't say please subscribe, please like, share. You all know that, so I thought I don't bother to mention that because everyone knows that you can subscribe and that you can share and like and things. But I thought in this video and maybe in the upcoming ones, I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna use a line from another YouTuber that I really like, because he always say, I see that many of you are not subscribed. Why not? It's free. And I really like that line. So please, if you like my videos, please subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, but it helps my channel so that more people get it recommended to watch. And when you subscribe, when you share, when you leave a comment, when you like especially, my channel can be more brought to others, and I would really like that. Not for the money, because as I said, I'm not monetized, but just to have it more open for other people to show. So please subscribe, please like, please comment, do whatever, just put a smiley and or a thumbs up or whatever, I don't care, but I would really like you to do that. And in this video we're gonna upcycle a t-shirt, and this t-shirt that I'm wearing now I have had for I think 20 years or something. It's really getting worn out because I like it very much, because it's just a t-shirt, but it is a little bit more. It's a little bit more uplifted, a little bit more polished, just because of this here. And I always wear it like this, but I think that it was supposed to wear it like this. I found out maybe 10 years ago, when I already had this shirt for quite some time, but I just wear it normal with the shoulders up. That's more comfortable to me and more warm, I feel now, because it's not that warm anymore. But it's a very nice shirt. But it wears just like a normal plain t-shirt, but it looks better. Also, when you put a cardigan on top of it or a blazer, you still have this nice feature here. So I really wanted to recreate it for quite some time, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can do that. So look in the closet for a t-shirt that is at least 2 sizes bigger than your own size. So maybe your husband's shirt, or a son, or anybody, a brother, whoever has a larger size than you, and you can use that shirt to recreate this one. And I'll show you how we're gonna do that. So what you will need is a t-shirt that is at least 2 sizes bigger than your normal size. So I have a men's t-shirt large, I am small, so this for me hopefully will be enough. But the more you can add, the better it is. So when you have a bigger, even bigger t-shirt, that is even better. Then you will need some chalk to mark on your t-shirt where you need to cut. Then you need some elastic, and make sure you have rather soft, very stretchy elastic. So not the stiff ones. This for me is already a bit too stiff. I also don't have it in black, so I have to use white one. But this is already a bit too much. Then your t-shirt won't be too comfortable. So make sure it's really a very stretchy, soft one. Then you will need some beads, and I have some, can you see that? Some volcanic beads, and I have 2 sorts of the round ones, and I have this longer one for in between. I didn't have enough beads of the same, but I think it looks really nice when you have these more rough ones and these more polished ones. Then you will need a big ring for the bottom of your cleavage, the décolleté part. It doesn't really matter what kind of ring it is. This is just a metal one. The t-shirt that I have is a nice wooden one, but you won't really see it because from all around the fabric is attached to it, and on the top your straps are attached with the beads, so it doesn't really matter. So I think I'm just gonna use this one, You can have one that is a little bit bigger than this one. This is, I think, 3 centimeters in diameter. Oh, only 2. A little bit bigger is maybe better, but I didn't have any other, so I'm just gonna use this one. And then you will need some kind of thread. You can use fishing line, you can use some jewelry making thread. You can also use just some thread that you sew with, but make sure it is strong enough that it won't break, because you will attach your beads to it and your neck strap, so it must be rather stiff. But of course you will use several threads for each side, so it doesn't really matter what you use. Just use what you have on hand. And then you will need 2 jump rings or anything that you have on hand to attach the thread with the beads to your straps. So see what you use for that. I just make out of some jewelry wire, I made 2 jump rings. But make sure your jump rings are double around, so not just one with a connecting piece or where the threads connect, because then you have the possibility that your thread will go through. So make sure it's double rounded. Then you're going to draw on your t-shirt on the front part. My t-shirt has a V-neck, but of course you can take whatever neckline you have, because we're going to cut it out. What is important, that the bottom of your armhole to the top of your new shirt, I would make it at least 15 centimeters, because otherwise you cannot comfortably put the elastic here onto your shoulder. So if you want to do that, make sure you have enough room, otherwise it will dig underneath your arm into your skin, and that's not comfortable. So 15 centimeters at least here. And then I made it go up here, and it is here now at the shoulder seam, the official shoulder. It is 3 centimeters down from the seam. So 3 centimeters here, 15 centimeters there. And then for the ring here, I went down. You can, when you have a larger ring, you can go down more. I made it go down 10 centimeters. And I rounded it out here on the bottom, because then it is easier to fold the fabric under around your ring. And I went up as high as I could. If you have a round neck, you can go even more. Then you have more fabric here to ruffle around your ring. But because my ring is already rather small, I can get away with this. And when I make this even lower, the ring will go, the opening of the ring will be too low for me. And then from the top here, I went a bit down, and then going up to where I wanted to sit here. Maybe you can also go straight across, but when you make a curve, you have more fabric here to ruffle onto your elastic, and then you get more ruffles, I don't know what the right word is. Well, you know what I mean, because the crunching up on the elastic. This is the line that you want your shirt to end, so you must add your seam allowance extra, and depending on how much seam allowance you like, cut around 1 centimeter or more above this. Here you can just cut in the opening here in between those 2 lines, and then make it go to the end of your line. The back of your shirt will go just, this is for the front, will go just straight across like this. So like this line, then going straight across like that. So we're gonna cut that out. So when you've cut that off, you have something like this. You see here in the back, it's just a straight line. Well, I didn't cut it really straight because I see here all rigged edges, but you can just clean that up later on. And here in the front, when you open it up, you can just fold this around your ring here in the front. Now you take your elastic and you measure around your shoulders how much of the elastic you will need. And then you quarter them. So put it together, mark where the middle is, and then mark where the quarters is of your elastic. And do the same for your shirt. So the middle is here where the slit is, the mid back is the other, and the shoulders are the other quarters. And then we're going to sew our elastic to the wrong side of our shirt. Leave this open, of course, so just start here at the end of the slit, and then you just sew that all around. Make sure you stretch it out and you match up here your marking points, and then sew that all around your shoulder seam. Now that you have sewn your elastic on the inside, you fold the elastic with the seam allowance also to the inside, and you're going to stitch from the outside. So I always put my pins also on the outside so that it's easier to take them out and you don't sew over them. And you saw that I left here, I also finished here the, well, let's call it the V-neck where the ring will be, and I ended my elastic here before the seam allowance and before the stitching, where we finish here the seam allowance for the ring. You can see here my seam allowance ends about where my elastic starts. So that's what you do now. And now you fold it to the inside. I like to sew it from the outside. You stretch, of course, again your elastic. Don't stretch the fabric with just the elastic so that it is nicely flat. And I will sew it just with a single needle and a straight stitch, or just a small zigzag stitch. You don't really need a stretch stitch for this, because you will not stretch it more than the elastic will stretch. But if you want to be sure, then you can also do a 3-step zigzag or a normal zigzag stitch. You can also, of course, use your twin needle, as I did with the former project, that blouse. You can do that too, but I don't really like a double stitching here on the top of my shirt. I like it, well, you know, it's on the bottom, but not really on the top, so I'll just use a single needle. Now, to make it easier to sew here the seam allowance around the ring, I made 2 gatherings here at the edge of the seam allowance and here when the stitching will be, to make it a little bit more easy to put this around the ring, because it was rather difficult to give really get really nice pleats like this all over, and not just big ones here and none there. It was pretty difficult to do it without the gathering. So just do a basting stitch on the top here on where the stitching will be, and on the end of your seam allowance, and then it is easier to fold this around your ring. And I don't have my glasses on now, so I cannot really do that nicely, so I'll do that off camera, but I'll show you just what I mean to do. So you just fold it around, make sure you make the gatherings nicely distributed around the whole ring, then pin that on and then sew that down just with a normal stitch. That will be okay. the ring is sewed on, and you saw me sewing from the inside, but I will advise you to sew it from the outside, because I took a piece out because I didn't like how the pleats here on the bottom, so where I was not looking, were coming out. They were flattened out and I didn't like it, so I took it out a bit and I sewed it here from the outside. And you can certainly do that where you just pin it right. You can just sew it like that. You saw me using a zipper foot, and then you can sew just as close as you want to the ring, and then you have a nicer outcome. And then what I did from the part that I cut off here, the shoulder part, I cut 2 strips for the ties. And I cut them 3 centimeters wide, and they are about 40 centimeters long. I just cut as much as I had. It's not really that much, but maybe when you stretch it out later on, you will get a little bit more. So we're gonna sew these into spaghetti straps. So you sew them doubled and then turn them out, inside out, outside in, no, to the right way with your loop turner or with a safety pin, whatever you like to use when you want to flip them to the right side. To work on our straps, and what I did, I decided to use some embroidery floss, and I doubled it up, and I did a piece here on this side, a piece on this side, and I made it go through the ring and do a knot so that it's nicely tight. And then I have a double strand left and right. Then I sewed on here my beads, 2 parts and a bigger one. And then we have to attach them to one of the jump rings, and I decided to just knot it on. I also tried to put a thing like this. That's a cord clasp. You can also make that onto your embroidery floss, but I'm not sure if it is tight enough. It doesn't have any ridges to have it tight, and when I pull on it, it looks very tight, but I'm not really sure, so I'm just gonna tie it onto my jump ring and just cut off the ends, feed it a little bit through the first 2 beads, and then cut it off. But if you have a better solution, certainly do that, because I don't think this is really the best, but I don't really trust this one. And then when you've done that, you attach one of your straps, your spaghetti straps, to the other side of your jump ring, just by pulling it through and sewing it like this, and do the same on the other side, and then your top is done. And I think it looks really nice like this. And this is what the shirt looks like, with the shoulders up or with the shoulders down. I like that my elastic was comfortable enough to have it like this and not to feel too tight on the shoulders. I hate that when that's too tight. But it's a really nice shirt, but a little bit more uplifted than just a plain dark one. And I was surprised that I didn't even have to take it in here quite a bit on the sides. I didn't even take it in at all. Although this is a men's large and I'm just a small. But it's okay, because the pleats gives it a little bit more shape, and it is rather long, but I don't really mind. I like when my shirts are more longer than the shorter versions. So I think it's a very nice outcome of just a plain t-shirt than it was before. So watch in your closet, your man's or your son's closet, see if you can find any shirts that you don't wear anymore, but that still look rather nice. And you can make it into this. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, as always, leave them down below in the comment section. I'll get back to you. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.